Awesome. Great. So thank you so much, team, for being over here on a Sunday evening. So today, what we're going to cover, how are the URLs constructed? So why is that? Understanding the anatomy of URL is important, or why is that? Understanding the URL pattern. How is it helpful for us in leveraging our sourcing techniques? So definitely it is helpful for us in leveraging our sourcing techniques because once we understand the URL pattern, once we understand the anatomy of URL, how are they constructed, we can build a thought process of around how do we actually do a X-ray searches. A lot of us would have heard about the X-ray searches on Google, but might have not really tried it or might not really know what exactly X-ray search is. So definitely, once we understand the URL pattern, once we understand the anatomy of the URL, how the URLs are constructed, then definitely in the next sessions, we are going to cover on a X-ray searches. That time it will more easier for you to connect the dots and come up with the right searches. All right, so let's start. So let me just go to LinkedIn first. Okay, now here when we go to any website, any website, when I just go, when I visit, so it would either be a HTTPS, which is more secured gateway. I would not cover in depth in the what is a gateway, this thing. I would not go too much technical. It's basically we know, okay, whenever we open any URL, there is secure and unsecure gateway. If it is not if it is only HTTP, there are chances of getting hacked. But if it is HTTPS, then definitely it's a secured. And then it remains like HTTPS colon, then forward slash. Then this is where the web address will start. This is basically uh, internet protocol, or I would say um, IP or something like that. This lies over there. But once we are hosting our site to the internet, this is where our web address starts. www.linkedin.com and linkedin.com forward slash feed. That is by default for the linkedin.com. As soon as I enter, then by default, I gets into the feed. Feed is nothing but this part of the page is called a feed. Okay. So every website, any website on the whole World Wide Web is basically in a layman language, if I have to tell you, is basically a collection of boxes. In technical language, we call it as a this thing, objects. Let's say I select all. Okay. Now, if you see here, there are small boxes. Okay. When I've selected all on the screen, if you see there are small boxes which is highlighting. Let me see in case if there is a tool for this. I had it, then I disabled, but let me just check in case if I can find that. But otherwise, we'll go on, move on. Okay. So let's say I'll access LinkedIn over here. And then I just click on this tool. So now if you see, it is selecting all those objects. It is selecting all those boxes. Okay. Now, if you see, every website is basically a collection of boxes, or in technical language, we say it's a collection of objects. And that is where we call it sometimes, if we would have heard in our sourcing and recruiting industry, or in hiring through hiring industry, while we hiring, a lot of job descriptions calls out that they're looking out for the object oriented programming language. What does it mean? Basically, those are the programming languages which are actually giving a life to this object. When I say actually giving a life to this object, they're making this particular objects clickable. They're making this particular object to work or to open a new page. Something like linkedin.com forward slash feeds. I'm ending up over here. But if I click on network, then it happens linkedin.com forward slash my network. If I click on jobs, then it will go linkedin.com forward slash jobs. If I click on notification, it will happen linkedin.com forward slash notification. So similarly, every object or every box over here has a different purpose to solve on the product. Now let's say if I just go my network. Now from my network, if I click on connections, then it will happen linkedin.com, my network, then invite hyphen connect hyphen connections. So here I could see the connection part also. Also, I have an option of importing or anything. So additional feature, I would say. But otherwise, what I'm trying to help here is understand here is okay, how is this actually happening? So here we could see linkedin.com, which is a main folder. And then under linkedin.com, I went to my network, which was a subfolder, which was this. And under my network, let me just go back. So under my network, again, I have a couple of boxes like this over here. Let's say if I click on contacts, okay, then again, linkedin.com / my network, then import hyphen contact hyphen saved contact. So here I have a different types of contacts. One is like saved contact, which are the added one, and then I can also add more contact. That's the reason it is giving import contact or saved contact. So here I could see this saved contact, and also if I want to add more contacts, I can also click on more contacts and I can import the contacts. Now, if you see here, linkedin.com, my network, only import contact is coming because in this, the feature of import contact is lying. But if I just go back, here there were two different feature or two different services lying on this particular page. One is like import contacts, sorry, this one import contact, and then this one saved contacts, saved contact in Google or saved contact through personal or various contacts basically. But again, there are two features existing, either import contacts or saved contact. Now, when I click on add more contacts, then it is landing up in this page where only one service is existing of adding contacts. And that's where it says linkedin.com, my network, import contacts. So every folder, if you're seeing over here, you're seeing that there is a link from one folder to another folder, one folder to another folder, one folder to another folder. Simple in layman language. If I create this folder on my desktop, and then if I wanted to host it to the internet. Now let's say I just go here. Okay. I would say sourcingexpress.com. All right. This has become a main folder. Then under main folder, I'll say, let's say two folders, jobs, and I'll say another folder, candidates. Okay. Under Sourcing Express, I have a two folder. One is jobs and the other is a candidates. Now let's say under jobs, I just go and I create one more folder stating that, okay, now in jobs, I have a various jobs. Let's say I have a job of solution architect. I have a job of software engineer. Okay, now under software engineer, I have a job of a client. One of the clients say sum total system. And so now here, this is how the link is going to look like. Now, if you see here, this is main folder. Then I open sourcingexpress.com. Once I open sourcingexpress.com, let's say I click on jobs. So what happened? Sourcingexpress.com, um, forward arrow, jobs. Then again, I click on software engineer. What happened? Sourcingexpress.com, forward arrow, jobs, forward arrow, software engineer. Now again, I click on sum total systems. What happened? Sourcingexpress.com, /job, /software engineer, /. sum total system. Now this is on desktop. This is a path of a desktop when we are saving it. Okay. Now if you see here, this is how the path looks like. C colon / user / shift k. That is my profile on my desktop. / desktop. And then / sourcing express, which is a folder on a desktop. / jobs, which is again a subfolder of sourcing express. / software engineer, a subfolder of jobs. Sum total systems, which is again a subfolder of a software engineer. So this is on my desktop, and that is where this is how the link is visible. Let me see if I just can keep it over here. Okay, so this is how the desktop link looks like. Now, the whole thing, when I wanted to host the whole thing, where I wanted to host on a website, on a internet, okay, on www dot, then what happens apart from here would be taken away. And this part, C colon user shift k desktop, depends on whether I'm choosing a secure gateway or unsecure gateway. Based on that, it becomes HTTPS colon. Now, whatever was there / on a desktop, when it goes to cloud, when it goes to internet, it becomes / and then www.sourcingexpress.com. And this for / become / and then the space over here, whatever the folder in desktop, I could see, okay, software space, but in in IT or in internet language, there is no such space exist on a whole world wide web. The reason, because if there is a space which is existing, there is no connection. Something like, it is similar to, you are existing on a space, you are not existing on a earth. Let's say if I'm staying in an island, still there is some connection of water from one land to another land. But if I'm staying in a space, there is no connection between earth and me, because I'm in a space. Something like, let's say if you want to define your address, we'll come there so that we'll have a clear understanding. But otherwise, for now, just keep in mind that there is no URL exist with space. There is no internet address exist with space. Similar to, there is no human whose address exists with space unless they're staying in a space. If they're not staying in a space, if they're staying on a earth, then definitely there has to be some link between your address to your district, to your city, to your state, to your country, to your region, or whatsoever. So that's simple. And in a simple language, in technical over here, there is no URL which exists on the entire World Wide Web which has a space. Either it would be, let's say now this folder name I'm hosting, which is software space engineer, this folder name I'm hosting to the internet, then this space will become hyphen. Similarly, this sum total system, the space will become hyphen. This is how, when I host from my desktop, when I host these code files of sourcingexpress.com, under that jobs, under that software engineer, under that sum total system, when I host it to uh, web, when I host it to internet, that will become, so this part is a desktop address. So if you are seeing here, till this part is a desktop address. Let's take this only. This is a desktop address. And when it comes here, web address, and then the whole file. So this is a file address. This is also a file address. File address on desktop. And this is a file address on web. So I'll just take a pause. Any doubts, any confusion? How the desktop address is generated and how the file address is generated. Sorry, I have a lot of docs over here and I'm taking a session from my terrace that I always do. So bear with me if it is really disturbing you. Is it so? Or else I can just go down in my room. Yes, no?
No,
Yeah,
good.
no, it's fine. It's fine.
It's
Good.
fine. Great, no worries. By the way, I love them. So yeah, so any doubts means any confusion how exactly this desktop address has been created, and when we host this code files from desktop to the internet, to the world wide web, what are the minor changes will happen? The minor changes, backward slash will become forward slash, and then whatever this C colon user shift K desktop till desktop, it will directly become HTTPS, whichever the server I'm choosing, forward slash www dot. And then from there, the web address goes sourcingexpress.com forward slash backward slash will become forward slash software space engineer. Here we could see software space engineer. But when we host it to web, there is no space exist on the web. That's reason that space gets replaced by hyphen, sometimes underscore also, or sometimes forward slash also. Forward slash is basically for the subfolder. And when there is a space between two words, this is also a folder. Software engineer is also a folder actually, but it has the folder name has a space. Software engineer is a one of the folder under the job, but there is a space in between, and that space will become hyphen when it's hosted on a web, and then backward slash become forward slash. I'll just take a pause. Any doubts in this? Any confusion in
No,
this?
no, it's clear.
We're good. Similar example, I'll take it. Anyone here willing to share your address in detail? Okay, let me share my address. So I stay in uh, villa number 6, Kavin, Kavin Meadows, Katriguppe, um, Katriguppe, Bangalore, Karnataka, India, Asia, Earth. We belong to Earth, end of the day. Okay. So I'm an Earthian. So if you see address how it is built. Now, if I'm not staying on Earth, if I'm not staying on Earth, then definitely the space is accepted by what we say, um, by World Wide Web. Now let's say now if I want to host this thing, if I want to host my address to the web, how will I host? I would host in such a way that, okay, let's take it. So https :// www.earth.com. Okay. Under Earth, okay, this person belongs to, or this alien belongs to Asian region /. And again, whenever any web link is getting built, uh, every web link, if you see, it has a combination of this thing, what we say, um, small caps and a large cap. So that is not a case sensitive. So I can use A as a capital here, Asia, then again /, where in Asia, in India, where in India, Karnataka, where in Karnataka, Bangalore, where in Bangalore, Katriguppe, where in Katriguppe, Kavin, hyphen. Here it would be hyphen because there is a space over there. Kavin Meadows, /, villa, hyphen, no, hyphen, 6. This is how, if I want to host my address to any web or to any government site would host it in this way. Let's say, if we want to find an address on government website, okay, about, now if you see anything, even the gully also, everywhere, like, uh, Kavin Meadows is in one street of Katriguppe. Katriguppe is again in one street of Bangalore. Bangalore is again in one street of Karnataka. Karnataka is again in one street of India. India is again in one street of Asia. Asia is in again one street of Earth. That's as simple. And that is how the URLs are constructed. When I host this, the physical address to the web address. So there are two types of address for us. One is physical address, the other is web address. Now, similarly, let's say if I'm hosting my web address to LinkedIn, how is it happening? So linkedin.com, I just go here, I created my profile, or you create your profile in linkedin.com. In is basically for the individual profile folder in a linkedin.com also. Whoever, the whole list of people, of 6 billion plus people, 6 billion or 6 million. I think it's 6 billion. Yeah, the population on LinkedIn. There's 6 billion plus people who has an active profile on LinkedIn. So all the 6 billion people are sitting under the folder of linkedin.com /in /this. Now let's say if I open Manish Joshi. Okay, he is also sitting under in linkedin.com /in /Manish Joshi. Anyone, you just take Jeff Bezos also, he would be sitting. Jeff Bezos can't say that I am Jeff Bezos. I can't sit under that folder. I need some VIP folder like that. No, LinkedIn say, no, boss, this is an individual profile folder. You need to sit there in the individual profile folder. Where is Jeff? There are many Jeffs. Okay, there are a lot of people created by his name. Let's say Amitabh Bachchan. Oh, Amitabh Bachchan is also not coming. Virat, not
You can try Sunil Shetty. He's having an account.
Sunil Shetty.
Try Nandan Nilekani.
Yes, Sunil Shetty. Here it is. I remember he has an account. Okay. Sunil Shetty can't say that, boss, I'm a Sunil Shetty. I need a VIP folder. No, LinkedIn say, no, boss. You are end of the day human being and you are end of the day an individual person. That's how the whole data of individual profile sits under in folder of a LinkedIn. Similarly, let's say if I just click on jobs and I just randomly click on um, a requirement, basically a job posting, that sits under a jobs. So for LinkedIn, in is for individual profiles, and JOBS, jobs is for the jobs folder. So now jobs, here there are a collection of jobs. Now let's say I just wanted to open this one job. Okay, so jobs under collection. So there is one folder, linkedin.com, the main folder. Under that jobs is one more folder. Under that collections, all the jobs is one more folder, because here we are seeing a jobs. But otherwise, if I just want to open this one, okay, then it gets into the particular job view. So here I could see the collection of jobs, all this collection of jobs, and then that's where it is showing the collection and recommended. Based on the searches what we have done, it is also recommending the jobs. Though it is showing us the current job ID, but also it is showing us a list of jobs. That's reason it is showing us a collection. So linkedin.com / jobs, first folder, second folder, collections, based on the kind of a job what we are searching for, it gets into the collection folder, and it will show us all the recommended jobs over here, and then also current job ID. But when I open this job specifically in a different window, I just wanted to see that job, then it becomes linkedin.com / job / view. Okay, now after job, I'm just viewing that. So it gets into the view folder / that job ID. So every job which is getting generated on LinkedIn, it started getting one unique ID. Every profile which is generating on LinkedIn, it started getting one unique ID. So that's how the URLs are generated. The way we generated on our desktop, the way we generated while I wanted to host my own address to the World Wide Web, and the way we have seen Sunil Shetty's profile on LinkedIn. So it's not just LinkedIn, but across the web, they follow the same formula. Okay, now LinkedIn is saying / in is for me for showing individual profiles. GitHub might have a different syntax of it. So it's something similar, like I might name my kid as a Yashika, but you might not name your kid as my kid. You have your own choice of naming it, right? Yes, no, please be involved. Yes, no.
Yeah, yeah.
Absolutely. So every website has a different name over there for a different folder. We can't expect that, okay, in is happening for a LinkedIn. So I would go ahead and use that in for every website. No. If my child name is Yashika, it's not necessary that your child name also should be Yashika. Right? It's your wish. Similarly, when you're hosting it to the site, when the company is hosting uh, to the internet, they might use a different folder name altogether, or they might not even use it. They might say directly give a individual person name itself. We'll come there on our little advanced session, but today just try to focus how exactly the URL is getting constructed, how exactly the URL is getting generated. So I'll just take a pause. Any doubts, any confusion?
No, it's clear, Shiv.
So HTTP has two T's or it is here three T's.
It's
Okay.
PT, that's a typo. Thank you for that. Okay, let's say,
Shiv,
what if I'm not
can you
staying
hear
on
me?
Earth? I'm staying on Jupiter.
Hello.
Yeah,
Shiv, just wanted to check. I mean, sometimes the web links would be just HTTP.
those are unsecure.
Okay.
S is for security.
Okay.
Yeah. So I can also say that, okay, I'm staying on Earth, but Earth is also part of universe. Then what will happen? www.universe.com. Okay, I'm staying on Earth, Jupiter, Moon. Okay, I'm staying on Earth /. If I'm staying on Moon, that Earth will become Moon. If I'm staying on Sun, that Earth will become Sun. But anyways, I can't stay on Sun. Yeah. So I'll just take a pause. Any doubts? Any confusion?
Shiv, is it website creation or URL creation? May I know the
Hmm? Website is a URL.
okay.
See, URL is nothing but our internet address. URL is nothing but address on the internet. It could be for the individual profile. It could be for the website. It's simple that it is internet address. The way we have our physical address, URL is internet address. Now let's say you're staying in one colony, right? Under colony, you're staying in one street, and there you have your house. Then that is how it is getting built. That colony name would come here. Instead of Katrikuppe, the colony name will come. You're staying in that layout. That particular layout name will come. Then you're staying in that particular house. That house name will come. And whatever the spaces are there, it becomes hyphens. Good, cool. Anyone here who did not understood, if it is too technical you, especially new joiners. Ishita, not Ishita, Nikita.
So I've understood, however, I have a question. So I was
Mhm.
just typing on the search bar on LinkedIn and I figured that for Mr. Sunil Shetty, post his surname, there is a forward slash and there isn't any code that's written. But if I write someone else's name, a code is also getting generated.
That will come slowly. I'll come there. Not right
Okay.
immediately, I'll come there. But a
Okay.
quick answer to it, let me just show you. Okay. So when LinkedIn generates, when you sign up on a LinkedIn, like if you see,
Mhm.
like Nikita, your full name, can I search for
Yes,
your
it's Nikita Gupta, Nikita Gupta.
NIKITA talent acquisition, second one,
No, if you can just write the name of my organization as well, it's AMS,
Nikita Gupta.
not this one. My LinkedIn headline is Talent Sourcer.
That's fine. Current company, AM,
AMS. A for alphabet, M for mother, S for Switzerland. M.
this one,
So it's
e-learning
M.
provider,
No, sir, it's M instead of N. The second letter.
AMS. Okay.
Yes, the first one. Yes, that's my profile.
Now, what happened is in this, okay, let's view a couple of more profiles. Okay. So when you create a LinkedIn profile, first LinkedIn will give a default name like first name hyphen last name hyphen some alphanumeric number. Let me just show those
Okay.
ones. And nowadays people has become really smart. They know a lot of things and they are changing it. Okay. Now if you see in this example, linkedin.com/in. So default pattern of LinkedIn to create a URL or to host their profile on LinkedIn is basically first name. Okay, here is a first name. So www.linkedin.com/in is a folder. Then first name. This space has become hyphen. Nagwani. First name hyphen last name hyphen this alphanumeric number, which is a serial number for the individual person. If that alphanumeric is not there, if that unique number is not there, then what happens? Similarly, same person can come. Then data will get confused. If I'm searching for one person, I'm seeing 10 people and I don't know which is a reliable profile or trustable profile, which is the right profile. So that's reason for every profile, there is a unique ID. And this is a default pattern of LinkedIn creating the individual profiles URL, where it shows linkedin.com/in/, first name, this space has become hyphen, then hyphen, again, this alphanumeric number. Now people has become smart. LinkedIn says, okay, fine, this is my way of giving it to you. But there is an option that you can also modify it. If that kind of a ID is existing, I'll give you. Now let's say I just go to view profile, edit public profile URL. And if I click edit, it is not allowing me to edit linkedin.com/in because that is a default. LinkedIn.com is a main folder. I can't come to LinkedIn and create a profile with facebook.com. I have to create a linkedin.com profile only. So that LinkedIn will not allow me. So that's reason www.linkedin.com is same. And the /in for individual profiles, individual profile folder. Under that, I have modified like Shiv Kumar Gurram. Earlier it was Shiv Kumar Shiv Kumar -Gurram -. There was some alphanumeric number. Then I just thought, no, I need some customized one. And that's where I just went ahead and customized it. Even you check your own LinkedIn URLs, if it is a default one provided by LinkedIn, which will be in a combination of first name - last name. If you have middle name, then it would be first name - middle name - last name - if you would have written some fancy stuff like in a name itself, so and so consultant or so and so certified - consultant - certified, all that thing will come. Like mostly women will write sometimes she, her, or hers, all that thing will come. And then some alphanumeric number will go. But otherwise, if you want to just customize it, keep it short and simple, you can always customize it. So your custom URL must contain 3 to 100 letters or a number. Please do not use space because space is not acceptable. Because if it is space, you are going out of internet. So if you see here also features also, the whole URL has underscore or hyphen, all those stuff. If you put a space, it will not accept it.
Got it, sir.
The
Thank
custom
you.
URL cannot contain white space. Try a different URL. So that's the thing. Yeah. Does that answer your question?
Yes, sir. Thank you so much.
Awesome. So anyone else, any doubts, any confusion, how URLs are constructed? What is the anatomy of URLs? Are we good? Yes, no?
Yeah.
Especially new joiners. Akansha?
Yes, yes, we are good till now.
Awesome. Bhagya Lakshmi? Hey, Bhagya Lakshmi, how are you after a long time? Bhagya, you there? She is my ex-colleague, by the way.
Yes, yes. Hi, Shiv.
We worked at Amazon together in same team. Yeah,
Yeah.
Bhagya.
Yeah, I'm good. Like
Awesome.
still it's very good to have these trainings, and again most of the things I know, but still it's like a kind of brush up things for me, and still I'm in a learning stage, though being a your colleague. So I'm very excited, and I always looking forward for these trainings. Thank you very
Awesome,
much,
Bhagya.
by the way.
No problem. Divya, Indu, Krishnamurthy, Banu, Arun, Arshad, Amandeep.
Yes, Shiv. It's good.
Good,
Hey,
no
hi,
doubts,
Shiv.
right?
It's good. Yeah,
Because
yeah,
these are
good.
basics, and if we don't understand these basics, advanced will be completely bouncer. I'm telling you, and that's the reason we are stressing so much on basics. And if the basics are not stronger, advanced will be completely a bouncer. Yeah, Mandeep, or someone else was telling something. Ganga, Divya, Indu, who was that? I don't know. Arshad.
Hey, hi, Shiv. So
Yeah,
I
Indu.
just, I was wondering, is this a general knowledge session, like generally getting a knowledge on how to create URLs, or is this something related to the recruitment part? Like, is this useful in the future of, in the
Definitely,
recruitment process?
definitely. I'm just going to show in next 5 to 10 minutes how it is useful in a recruitment process as well. All right. So first thing, did you understand this?
Shiv, I'm Tahir here. Just one quick check. You mentioned on the URL link, if there is a space, it doesn't work. Can you just show it once again, please?
See, there is no URL which exists with space. Something like if I'm showing here also, if I'm trying to edit my own LinkedIn profile URL, Let me just go to my own LinkedIn profile. As soon as we host it to the web, let's say I've hosted first to the GitHub, and from GitHub I've hosted in the web. As soon as I host it, that space will become hyphen. Now let's say here in linkedin.com/in, if I'm trying to put a space here and save it, it says your custom URL cannot contain the white spaces. The reason because there is no connection. If you're putting a space, then there is no connection from one thing to another. It is similar like you're staying on Earth and you have an address which is connected to one other to another. But if you're not staying on Earth, even if you're staying on island, still there is a connection between one land to one land with a water. But if you're staying in a space, then there is no connection. Okay, so on address of World Wide Web, on address of internet, space doesn't exist. Either it is hyphen, either it is dot, either it is /, or either it is underscore. On the whole World Wide Web, on the whole internet, space doesn't exist. Maybe in a world of God, space will exist. God will see, okay, fine, some people are staying on moon, some people are staying on earth. Maybe in his, in his kingdom, space will exist. But in a human kingdom, on an internet kingdom, space will not exist. You can't have your address which has a space. You can't have your address which is away from the earth. You're on earth, and on earth, the address is existing by linking one or the other. Something like similarly, nobody can be born without having a links to their generations.
But we can,
Really,
right?
they can't really pop up like that, right? It could be maybe the Adam or Eve, they would have popped up, but there might be some history to that also, that they took a birth, or maybe a creation of God. But otherwise, after that, there is no space exist for the individual address. Yeah. Yes, no. Clear, not clear. Still confused. Amandeep, who was that?
So
Who was that?
yes, Shiv,
Tahir.
it's clear, it's
Yeah,
clear, it's clear.
it's clear, right? Yeah. All right. So that's how it is. Now, someone asked me, Indu, you're asking me like, how is it useful in our sourcing, in our recruitment? Great. Okay.
Yes.
Now, what I'm going to do, I'm going to take this 10 profiles. Okay. Now, in today's session, we also mentioned that, okay, anatomy of URL, how the URLs are constructed, and how it is used in. All right. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to put this URLs over here. So this is my URL. Why is again and again choosing this? So Indu, which LinkedIn you use? LinkedIn Recruiter, paid one or the free version?
Yes, paid one.
Paid one, right? Okay, let's take this 5 profile. Now in this 5 profile, what do you see is consistent in every profile?
Till 10.
Till in is consistent in every profile.
Yes.
Yeah.
And Indu, or not, I'm pointing out Indu, I'm just asking you, were you a part of a previous session?
No, sorry, Shiv. This is the first session I was attending, so I'll be regular from this.
Got it. No worries. I'm not pointing out, but I'm just asking. how it is useful now. Okay. Now, till in we see it is constant. So in previous session, in yesterday's session, we covered that what does in URL does, what does in title does, and what does in text does. Now, I'll take the benefit of it the same way. I'll say in URL colon, whatever the keyword I just wanted to, I wanted Google to give in the URL part of the search result. I'll take that part in URL linkedin.com/in simple in title title. I'll take this software engineer. In text, I'll not use it. HTML, CSS. Let's say I'm looking at the JavaScript, guys. Okay, I'll just take this. I'll come here. And that's it. We have all the profiles of LinkedIn for free of cost. You don't need even a paid account to view this profile. Even if you're using a free version of LinkedIn, if you run out of the searches, because you have a limited number of searches to search, and also you have limited number of views to view. And if you run out of both, you can still use this. And that's an X-ray search. All individual profiles, not even a single profile, which will come a false positive, which will have a combination of what we say, irrelevant links, which could be opening a job link or which could be opening a some post link or anything. Now here ChatGPT also says this is a Google search query that combines a different search operator to find LinkedIn profiles of a software engineer with the skills like HTML, CSS, JavaScript. The search query is constructed as follow in URL linkedin.com/in. This operator restricts the search to the URL that contains linkedin.com/in because we have used the operator in URL. And after operator, we have used the URL link for the individual profiles on a LinkedIn. We have understood, okay, on a LinkedIn, every individual profile is sitting under the folder of in, and then we have only used it till there, right? And then additionally, in title, previous session, if you review, then you'll get to know what does in title is doing over here. That's the reason we see software engineer, software engineer, software engineer in the titles over here. And then additionally, the operator restrict the searches to the pages that have software engineer in their titles. This helps to narrow down the search to the profile that includes this job title. And HTML, CSS, JavaScript. These are the keywords are used to identify skills in HTML, CSS, JavaScript. That's it. When you put all together, the search query looks for LinkedIn profiles that have the words software engineer in the title and also mention skills HTML, CSS, JavaScript, and from LinkedIn. How cool is that?
Yeah, this is amazing. Sure.
You have just got all the LinkedIn profiles. Now you say, okay, fine, I need from Bangalore, I need from this location, that location, everything, all fine tuning we can do. Those advanced things will go on advanced sessions. But in today's session, try to understand, try to focus how the URL is getting generated for every individual website so that tomorrow you're ready to scrape, you're ready to do an X-ray for any site across the globe. Forget about LinkedIn. Let's suppose LinkedIn doesn't exist tomorrow. LinkedIn is collapsed. It doesn't exist. Are we able to survive? Answer should be yes, if we know this. So now you can go ahead, do a searches by using GitHub, Stack Overflow, All Stack Exchange, any website. You're ready to scrape. You're ready to search from those profiles, from those websites. Because we understood the basic of it. We took the root basic of it. Let's say, okay, I'll say, okay, fine, do like this. You might only think, okay, fine, in URL, linkedin.com/in title, I'll get a profiles. But we do not understand how of it, why of it. What we are trying to explore in our session is how and whys, not just the what. Most of the tutors will only teach you what, but not just about how and why. Here I'm telling you about how and why. Why not A for apple? Sorry, why not A for aeroplane? Why just A for apple? Why would we learn only A for apple in our books? Why can't we learn A for aeroplane? This is where we learn. Not just A for aeroplane, A for asteroid also we can learn.
Just great.
Because we
Thank you.
understood the concept behind it. So this is where the concept comes into the picture of why understanding in URL is important. Will space is replaced by percentage? There is a possibility, Pranit, fair possibility, because that is a decoded format of a space. It can be replaced by percentage. It can be replaced by hyphen. Also, as I mentioned, it can be replaced by underscore or dot. So there's a fair chance. We're good.
Yes.
Now let's say I need a profiles which has their email IDs. And who might have worked in Bangalore. So here is their email ID. Here is their email ID. All from Bangalore. Here is their email ID. Here is their email ID, even the resume. How cool is that? Yeah, so does that answer your question, Indu? So this is just the basic. Focus on what
Yeah,
basics are
yes,
doing.
that's true.
And once these basics are correct, that's where we will be ready to hone our skills in recruitment by tomorrow. So we'll go slowly. As I mentioned, this is again 3 to 4 months of session, which happens only on Saturdays and Sunday, 2 hours, 1 to 2 hours, if not. But yeah, this is a gold mine for you, and you have not even spent a single penny for this. It's just that we have understood the basic concepts, how exactly Google search works. Based on that, we are understanding the operators of Google search engine, and based on that, we are generating those kind of a searches. Good. So yeah, any doubts, any confusion, feel free to ask. See, guys, I'm telling you, you would have attended so many trainings or so many sessions, even after paying money. Also, nobody will give you the flexibility to ask as many questions as possible. I'm giving you that flexibility. Please ask. Ask the same question hundreds of times. I have no problem in explaining you. There would be some pre-recorded sessions or some pre-recorded PPTs. Most of the places, what I'm observing, just trying to see how people are doing it. And I was like, oh my God, come on. It's all pre-recorded or pre-prepared PPTs, and we're just going through the PPTs. Nothing is live. In our session, everything is live. You're completely free to ask as many questions as possible. You're completely heard. There is no monitor to monitor also what you're asking.
I have one question, Shiv.
Yeah.
Earlier, when you have given the address and when you have created the URL for this, Karnataka, Bangalore, that URL address, you have given the slash, like we have used the
Forward slash.
syntax. Then,
When it is
yeah,
getting hosted to internet, it becomes forward slash. But when it
but
is
you
saved
haven't
on,
used. But you haven't used here. Come down, please. At the bottom, but for HTML, CSS, JavaScript, there is no hash mention, so it's not required. Can you please elaborate?
see, this is not URL. This is our search. This is our X-ray search. This is not URL. Okay. So when we gave a search here, we did not give a URL here. We gave a search here.
Okay.
But we gave a command to the search by using in URL command, in URL operator, saying that put linkedin.com/in, because we realized that every profile on LinkedIn, every individual profile on LinkedIn has a consistent pattern of linkedin.com/in. After viewing these 5 profiles, we have seen every profile on LinkedIn has a consistent pattern of www.linkedin.com/in. Then we utilize this part, and then we went to our previous session when where we have covered in URL, in text, in title, and leveraging this one of the operator of in URL, have told, okay, fine, in URL, linkedin.com/in, then in title, this is an additional search. This is an additional operator on a Google software engineer. Then HTML, CSS, JavaScript. Those are the additional keywords. So I think you have not gone through the previous videos. You'll have to go through the previous videos. Then you'll have a clear understanding of what is happening here. You will not get confused between URL and a search keyword. These are the
Okay.
X-ray search.
Got it.
Which
Got
is
it.
the URL?
So it will take HTML and CSS and JavaScript.
Hmm?
It will take as HTML and CSS and JavaScript.
And JavaScript. Yes, all three.
That's cool.
Okay. Now let's say if I want to go HTML, CSS, JavaScript. Okay. Some people might mention, okay, let's say if I want people from Bangalore or Hyderabad. Pipe is or in previous session we pretty much covered. So if you can just go through that, you would be able to see. So that pipe is or. Now it will show me a list of results either from Hyderabad or from Bangalore. So I have it from both the location. Bangalore, I have it. Hyderabad, I have it. Then Bangalore, Bangalore, Hyderabad, Karnataka, Bangalore, Bangalore, like that. So let's say I also want it, not just Bangalore or Hyderabad. I also wanted it from Pune, or also want from Chennai, or I want it from Noida. Then I get from Hyderabad, I get from Noida, I get from Bangalore, I get from Pune. Where is Chennai, bro? I get from Gurgaon, Noida. So Dublin I'm getting because in past they would have worked in this one of the locations. Seattle, Delhi. But how to find in that also we'll cover in future session where we have some advanced operator. I would not cover today. But on a high level, just try to understand what in URL operator is doing, and at the same time, how the URLs are constructed and what is the importance of understanding the construction of URLs, so that tomorrow, whenever I'm doing X-ray search, not just for LinkedIn, any damn given website in the world, some millions of billions of websites, we can do X-ray for each and everything. Okay, let's say in URL IIT. I'll remove this. Okay, in URL IIT. Again, in URL resume. Okay, let me just remove all this. In URL IIT. In URL. Okay, IIT B I'll give. IIT Bombay. Okay, so here CSC is for Computer Science Branch, IIT Bombay.ac.in, then additional profiles. So let's do the magic. In URL. So till ac.in I assume to be constant, but after that, this could be name of the person or something like that. One, then in URL resume or come on. Fine, any which ways. Simple search, and we got all that IIT Bombay candidates. We just simply hacked in their site and got it. How cool is that? So IIT. So B is for Bombay. Similarly, I can go for IIT Madras, IIT Delhi, IIT Indore, all this. And what do we pay to access this IIT resumes? Absolutely zero. And that's the reason understanding this URL pattern, how the URLs are constructed for each and every site is important, because tomorrow when we're doing a search, it just clicks away. So this is dummy. Okay, but let's say instead of using in URL, this is for computer science guys. Okay, so we just remove CSC also. Instead of IITB for Bombay, I'll go for IITD for Delhi. And instead of dummy, again in URL resume or in URL CV. Boom, we have all from IIT Delhi. Same goes with NIT, MIT, VIT. You name the college, we can get the data from if they have posted the candidate profiles on their server. Cool. Any doubts, any confusion?
Quick question, Shiv. Can we check X-ray two sites at a time? Is that possible? Like we did IIT Delhi, say, if you want to do, say, IIT Delhi plus IIT Mumbai, or say IIT Delhi and LinkedIn, is it possible for us to do like multiple websites?
First, focus on basics. Yes, it is possible, but first focus on basics. We'll go in advance, we'll cover that, but have your basics absolutely clean.
Sure.
See, our session is, as I mentioned, it goes for 3 to 4 months. We have a lot of time to do all that exploration. But initial 1 month, initial 4 or 5 weeks, I wanted all us to be focused, super focused on basics, how exactly this operator is working. Do a lot of searches, do a lot of research, try understanding, try failing. I wanted you to see how do you fail actually. Try learning how do you fail. Yeah.
Yes,
Yes. No.
absolutely.
Okay. So first focus on the basics. Once these basics are clear, you see in next couple of weeks you would be pro.
Okay, sir.
Thanks, Shiv.
Yeah. Great. Awesome. So that's it for today. Please let me know. I'm here if you have any more doubts and questions on how the URLs are generated, how the URLs are constructed, how it is hosted, what happens when the desktop file is hosted on the URL on the website, how that backward slash is becoming forward slash, how that space is becoming hyphen or a percentage. And how, more importantly, this understanding of how the URLs are constructed can be used in our sourcing. Indu, does this answer your question?
Yes, sure. It's clear now. It was
Yeah.
a bit confusing, but I guess going forward will be clear.
Yeah, because whatever the videos you missed it, or anyone here, Indu, I'm not pointing out you, anyone here in general. If you have missed the previous videos, please go through it throughout the week. There are 5 videos, including
Sure.
today's would be 6. One day spend on one video and do a practice. Maybe initial first and second video, you can finish up within one day and then do a practice. And then third video on a second day, fourth on a third day, fifth on a fourth day, and sixth on a fifth day. Then immediately you're there on a coming Saturday. So that once we watching the videos and doing the practice, by coming Saturday, you're up and ready. We are going to for the again little advanced session. We are one more session. We'll have one more session on coming Saturday and Sunday. There's gonna be a test, which is gonna be a level 1 test. And once you clear it, you'll get the certification. And the test score, the passing score in this test is nothing less than 100%. Yes, absolutely 100%. As soon as you complete
Sure,
the test,
sure.
system will trigger the um, um, certification for you.
Okay.
So something like this you'll get from the system. So there are few of the past students who has cleared the level 3 sourcing test. And as the level increases, the percentage of 5% keeps dropping. So in this test, I kept a percentage of 80% a passing score, and she's the one who's scored around 85. And today she's working with me here. So like this, as soon as you clear it from system itself, you'll get the test. Sorry, you'll get a certificate. And again, this certificate is useful for you for your own branding. And we'll also publish it on behalf of you that you have completed this. Yeah. Good.
Shiv,
Any
one
doubts?
quick question.
Yeah.
Shiv, one quick question is when we are going through the the earlier 4-5 videos and we are practicing, in case if there is any doubt about them, can we check before we start the next session on Saturday, or can you tell how?
No, you can ask in the next session on Saturday. It's better to ask live because
Okay.
same doubt what you have might other people also have it. So feel free to ask live.
Thank you, Shiv.
So yeah, great. That's it for today. I think we are left over with another 30 minutes, 37 minutes. Can we go with a quick round of introduction? So for now, I'll just stop the share for today. I think we are done with the today's session, but let me just stop the recording.